everyone, I'm Liens Andrews, and this is The Law Down, where personal injury attorney Brooke Goff shares advice on important legal topics. Brooke, as always, thanks for being here.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, so our topic today is liens. What is a lien?
Dreaded liens, right? So a lien can be anything from medical to disability in my world to whatever it is. So it's when somebody pays bills on your behalf and is then owed money back for the bills they pay because the laws in Connecticut or the federal laws allow them to recover. That is long and short. Lien means somebody paid money for something in your case and you need to pay them back. Liens are a huge issue in my industry because a lot of attorneys, especially new ones, don't really understand them. But a lot of clients try to resolve their own cases and then get a lien in the mail, you know, let's say 6 months down the road. And they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know about this. And by the way, the insurance company only gave me $1,000. This lien's for $4 grand.
Wow.
And then it goes down south from there. So liens in my world are typically, like I said, ERISA liens, which are medical liens. You have health insurance. Your health insurance contract allows them to recover for if you get in an accident and get, you know, compensation for medical bills that were paid. So for instance, $1,000 they paid out, you owe them back $1,000, okay? Because it came out of a certain type of account that allowed it to be ERISA. Medicare is a big one, so the seniors watching this, Medicare is huge. If Medicare pays any of your bills for an accident and you collect a settlement from the insurance directly through an attorney, whatever, you owe Medicare back either the full lien, or if you have an attorney, they give you an attorney fee offset for obviously fees and expenses, and then you would owe them whatever's left over. That's Medicare. Disability, if you work for a company, for instance, Home Depot has a lot of long-term, short-term disability plans. If you have a disability carrier that's paid you wages when you are out under a short-term or long-term disability plan, they typically have a right of reimbursement, and that would come back to them only if you got a settlement. So again, it's important to remember liens are to be paid back if you get a settlement. Now, so people watching this saying, wait, so I have Medicare, I was in an accident, is it worth it? Of course, because any good lawyer is going to get you well beyond the lien. And if they can't, then you have bigger problems, right? So I can tell you the big thing to keep in mind with liens are if you decide to handle your case on your own, you better know exactly what you have. Because if you don't, and you're contracted with, let's say you work for the post office, or for instance, if you're in the military and you have TRICARE, that stuff's all reimbursed back to the carrier. So it just depends on who you have. Sure. Most smaller companies don't have these ERISA policies. It's usually larger ones. But again, like, you know, what if you get in an accident and you're a 21-year-old under your parents' insurance, and your parent was a veteran and is now getting TRICARE, and TRICARE paid your bills? What happens? But the 21-year-old's like, okay, you know, insurance company, I'll take $2 grand, but what you don't know is that your lien is actually $8. So this is why lawyers are so important in personal injury. I don't say this, listen, I don't have to, I luckily am at a point in my career, I don't have to beg for business. I do very well, right? Sure. I use these to educate people. You know, you could totally take what I say right now and run to another law office, it's fine. What's important to me is you take away knowledge from these segments, but I can tell you, if you take on a personal injury case alone, there are way more things that can go wrong than right. Have a lawyer do it. We get paid on a contingency. We get 1/3 of the settlement, and only if there's a settlement. So if there's no settlement, your attorney worked for free. Sure, better off just doing it right the first time and getting that help you need. And getting an attorney quickly, because as I said, there's certain things that have to come into play for these liens to come in, and there's not always, like, again, state of Connecticut liens, right? There's rules around, and every carrier gets treated differently, so let the attorney deal with it. All right, Brooke, thank you. As always, a lot of important information and, of course, educational as well. And if you'd like to learn more, you can just visit gofflawgroup.net. For CT Buzz, I'm Liens Andrews.